Hi everyone. On my last video, I talked about my journey to home ownership. If you have not seen that video, please refer back to it. It'll give you some insight on where I'm going. Um, I'm a 71-year-old widow. My husband has been passed now for about 8 years. And on this journey, I've had to make a lot of major decisions since he's been gone. Some good decisions and some bad decisions, but I thank God that He brought me through and He's still keeping me. I learned that I had to trust God's timing and not to be anxious for anything, but in all things to give Him thanks. You know, I always wanted to have my own home. I wanted to be able to get out there in the yard and plant flowers or plant vegetables or whatever, just to have my own. And so I kind of put it on the back burner because I knew that I didn't have any money put to the side or whatever for that purpose. But I thought about it. I said, I'm going to walk out on faith. I'm going to trust God. And I began to look on YouTube, and I run into this realtor. I seen this realtor on YouTube named Wayne Turner, and he gave me a lot of insight on the different grants that was out there, like the FHA loan and the USDA loans and all, and what it took with your credit score to get your credit score like it needs to be able to to purchase a home. So I did that. I would listen to him and take in all that information and jot it down and all. And I would go to my bank and I would see the sign outside my bank where that, it was talking about mortgages. And so I made up in my mind, I said, I'm going to step out in faith and I'm going to call. It ain't going to hurt me to call, so I'm going to call. And so I called one of the loan managers there, which was real sweet and real nice. And she took my information and everything and told me what, that they would expect from a person when they apply for a loan like that, a home loan, a mortgage or whatever. So she did. She took my information and she did get back in touch with me. And she told me that I was approved for a certain amount, So that excited me, so I began to look. I began to look at homes and different things like that and all. But all the homes that I seen, well, back up a little bit. She recommended me a realtor that helped me out. He helped me out a lot. And so he would find places and I would find places and we would go and be able to look at those places. But, they were all not really living ready, and I didn't like them, and I knew that the bank was not going to approve anything like that. So I went back to a person at the bank and I told them, my situation, that everything out there didn't look good for the price that, the money that they were offering to loan me. So she went back and come back and they agreed to give me more money, and so I began to look some more. But one of the things that I run into was those people that had the cash money to pay so much down on them was the ones that got the first choices for these houses. So that kind of was a little disappointment in a way. But I thank God, that He still was showing me favor. He still was showing me favor. So I was looking on my computer and I kept seeing this house, but it was out of town. And I was like, I really didn't want to get too far away from my children. But some are just saying, you need to look at it. So I called my realtor and he made it possible for me to come in and look at the house. And it was move-in ready and all. So I just told him, I said, just put me in a bid for the house, not knowing how it was going to, come out or whatever. So he did, and he got back to me and told me that it was accepted. I was so excited. I tell you that the favor of God is worth more than money. So for those that want to purchase their own homes and stuff, if you're a widow or a person at a certain age and all you want your own home, you know, call this person or go on the computer and find out how to get in touch with him, Wayne Turner. But you all come by and see me, because we're going to continue on this journey at visiting our past to secure our future. You all have a blessed day. Please comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.